speed there. Hang on there.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Newsflash, asshole! I've been hearing it the entire goddamn time!
Welcome back to the West of Waterford Podcast. Happy New Year, everybody. It's 2021. Not that you'd know it, for Christ's sake. My name is Josh, and on the couch here beside me, I have the usual, the lovely, the Brittany.
The usual.
Yeah, well, I mean, if anybody was ever to go to a bar and order your drink, it would be the usual.
The Brittany. I think there is an Urban Dictionary
Or maybe
definition.
the bland.
I think there is an Urban Dictionary definition of a Brittany. And it's probably not good.
It's probably bland, white, trashy. But then again, you have the nicer spelling of the name, so you have the Britannia, of that province in that cowardly country across the ocean. You know the one I'm talking about, Poland. That's the one. Geography is my strong point. You were very welcome back to the show. We took a little bit of a break there because, my God, people, is it just me or have things gotten really crazy? I know we had a very crazy experience over the last couple of months. Kind of stopped us from doing the show for a while. It was, it's about time we lay something to bed here. I think this is very, very important. And of course, we've had a couple of very good guests on the show. But in the past, John and Amy, and we had a little argument about something. And I think it's about time we put this to bed. Brittany, would you like to tell people what caused us strife over the last 3-4 weeks? What really just... I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Would you like to elucidate us?
We've sat down and we've decided that we really want to address the great divide in this country, and we have a right to speak up, and we won't stay silent any longer.
No.
La La Land is better than The Greatest Showman, and if you disagree, then you are on the wrong side of history.
You are down. I really wish I had my soundboard, but for that part. But yes, it is official.
We were talking about something else, huh?
Hacky. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that, and now that we've done it, I'm sure I never want to do something like that again. But yes, we finally sat down and watched. I don't even remember the goddamn name of the thing now. It was so awful. The Greatest Showman, starring Hugh Jackman, singing his little heart out.
Okay, I like Hugh Jackman. I think he's very talented.
Yes, but
that has nothing to do with it.
This has nothing to do with this. His talent has nothing. You could have had all the talent in the world for this movie, but that was never going to pull it out of the mediocrity that I had to sit through. To the point was I left the room a couple of times.
No, see, this is what's funny. Like you like hate it, but I'm like, I just didn't like it. I didn't prefer it. And the only reason, yes, you mentioned our friend John and Amy, who we had on that no one would really know about, but I do want to play a clip. It's back in some of our earlier episodes, and we had them on. And
I think you have that queued up there.
And the only reason, and I just want to give a little bit of context, the only reason why I even compared the two is because of just from John's, he's a big movie guy in the industry as well, but he kind of compared the two at one point. And so I saw that he didn't like La La Land, but then the year later when he saw The Greatest Showman, he had a lot to say about it. And I think he actually did at that point. Maybe he didn't at that point compare the two, but I just thought it just made me think of like, how could you like pan La La Land and then say this about The Greatest Showman?
I think it was a discussion that came up.
And the funny thing is, I brought it up, and I brought it up in one of the episodes that they were a guest on, just to kind of spark things off, and it did start a lively discussion. I do want to play a clip.
I think the discussion actually started. Just as you're getting the clip ready.
I just literally posed the question.
As you're getting the clip ready there.
It's ready.
And this is from back when we were the Grey Area podcast, back on the
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. I was going to say Spotify. It was like, aim for the clouds. I think it was actually something was brought up over dinner and drinks one night. I don't think it was something we even. I think we had dinner, drinks, and they were talking. They were talking about The Greatest Showman being such a great movie, And I don't think we talked about La La Land, and then
No. I don't
it
think
did
that.
it did get broached. And
Okay, we have a different memory, but
Yes.
anyway, it's something, if for those who don't remember, La La Land came out 2016 in December, and The Greatest Showman came out almost a year later. So that's why I kind of compare the two. But anyway,
let's get the clip.
let's get the clip of that episode. Like I said, it started a lively discussion, and here we go.
You gotta turn your phone up there.
Oh, shit. It is up. Wait, hold on.
Okay, I'm holding on with bated breath.
It's very radio friendly, very, very produced. But I gotta
It's supposed to be a circus.
yeah, and I gotta be honest with you. This is horrible that we're doing this because I haven't seen it, so
I
I
haven't
can't
seen it
really
either.
speak.
Oh my gosh. Then how can you even ask?
So I got John a bit riled up because here we are discussing the two, and then I hadn't seen it. But now we can say, John, to the only person who probably cares and doesn't probably really care.
Probably not. No.
We
But you know what he does
did
care
watch
about?
it.
He cares that we love La La Land.
He does.
He does. He hates that we love that, and I think he loathes. And let me just bring you, for the men out there who might not be into musicals, and you're thinking, he's into musicals. I'm not into musicals per se, but I do enjoy a good movie with well-done musicals. Singing in the Rain is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of the greatest comedy movies of all time, and some of the musical set pieces are great. I'm not huge on the music in it, but when it came to La La Land, I really enjoyed the fact that it was a great story, and we can get into debating that in a little bit. It was a great story. The music in it was memorable, number one. I remember the music. I remember the melodies. Then I watch this. I do not remember one melody, one solitary melody from it. I hated the message, or lack thereof a message, that we have seen. If there was a message, I've seen it. We've all seen this message over and over and over again.
That
And
it's okay to be different. It's okay to be special.
and we'll get into this. Yeah. But the other thing was, I hated the production value of it. It looked crap. It just looked awful. There was nothing that drew me to
very poorly CGI'd animals.
Oh my God. When that little fella, the little guy, and that's another point I want to make about the little guy, the little person in the movie, who was clearly played by a child with awful ADR and dubbing. I'm certain. I haven't looked this up.
I don't think it's a child.
I think it's a child,
I
I think it's awful ADR and dubbing. I could be wrong. I really could be wrong on that one. I don't know. But when he's on that CGI horse and he's just bopping around the back, and I'm just thinking about it, that looks terrible. It's a factory movie with factory music, with factory performances. Granted, there's some very good potential and talent in it, but none of it drew my eyes to the screen or my ears to the music, so much so that I literally got up and started walking around questioning my life. I wanted to go out and get trampled by a real horse, being ridden by a real little, hey guy, what are you doing in the middle? Oh my God, I trampled him. Or more likely, the horse did. I would have preferred that than having to sit through. And I just remember, I mean, yeah, it's about P.T. Barnum and freaks and one of us, gabba, gabba, gib, whatever. It's about that kind of thing. I don't care. And no, it's not a feel-good story really either. I mean...
Well, the real man behind it was an asshole, apparently. Because, okay, I'll be honest, we didn't have the most undivided... I mean, I did sit through most of it. I was there watching it. But we didn't have the most... I didn't have the most, like, what's the word?
Undivided attention.
Well, I tried to... But it was a little bit full of distractions.
There was no attention to draw you. There was nothing to draw your attention.
Okay, so it was a little bit of a distracted viewing, I will say, just because like I was watching in the middle of the day with the family, just something we put on. It was, when we all gathered around, and yes, of course, there was some chattering going on and kids kind of running around.
Some chattering,
but I guess my sister-in-law, she read a lot about
sister-in-law,
ex-sister-in-law. I know. Anyway, we won't get into that, but she.
We don't have to get into that.
No,
we really don't.
it's normal, right? That your ex-sister-in-law that just recently divorced your brother comes to our family for Christmas.
And then proceeds to give you a lecture on P.T. Barnum.
Yeah, no, anyway, so she talked about it.
Weirdly enough.
And then my mom, like, got hurt by it. She's like, well, let's just turn it off then. And she's like, no, I'm not trying to ruin it for you. We're just saying the real life story of P.T. Barnum is that, like, he was exploiting people and he actually was, like, horrible to his wife and, like, horrible to his children. And he, like, just was not a good guy. And my mom's like, oh, well.
Well, let's just turn it off then.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it if you're just going to badmouth.
Meanwhile, I'm in the corner with a gigantic foam glove.
You heard that?
Turn it off! Turn it off! Turn it! And then when it wouldn't turn off, it's like missing a field goal from 25 yards. Oh! So I come back and I sit down and I watch a little more before I stand up and walk away gritting my teeth.
See, I really like, and here's, okay, it's interesting you bring this up, because having gone back to look for that clip, I kind of heard some of the points we made, because, like, we recorded that a long, long time ago. But,
Gray area
it's
podcast.
interesting points, though, that you bring that up, because, or just an interesting thought I just had, I really like Hugh Jackman. I love Michelle Williams.
Oh, I know
she's
you
in it
do,
as
yeah.
well, and she doesn't really do any musical performance in it at all.
I barely knew she was there.
She doesn't do a musical performance, but I really like her, and
that's it.
And then on the other side of that, so here it is. It has talent in it that I like, but then another part of maybe why John wasn't so hot about La La Land anyway was because he's like, not the biggest fan of Emma Stone, not the biggest fan of
the actors.
Don't like him, don't hate him. No reason to really hate him, like with Ryan Gosling as well. So, I mean, that kind of puts a damper on it already, too. Because, like, you want to, if something's, you kind of do go to, that is a big motivating factor if you, like, do like the star, or that, you know, that are stars that are in it.
Yeah.
But just to kind of remind people, like, they love it or like it. And I really thought this was just a funny debate. That was only kind of in my head. But it turns out, like, that there have been things online of, like, going back and forth of, like, which one's better, comparing the two. Because the same songwriters worked on it.
No, actually, I don't believe so.
No, that's true. I just looked it up.
You looked it up? Yeah. I thought we looked it up on the day and it had no connection whatsoever.
No, the same songwriters, not the same. I think there's the same songwriters.
I'll need to look that up again. I don't think there's any connection because we looked it up on the day. I don't think there's I think we're actually thinking of Whiplash.
No,
Whiplash and La La Land are same director, same songwriters.
Right now.
Look, I'm not going to look it up right now. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments.
No, you are wrong.
Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't have time to be looking things up because I'm monitoring.
and that doesn't really matter because it's obviously very different sound. You kind of talked about factory made. So yes. Here's my biggest thing. I'm a fan of musicals.
Well,
I am a fan of musicals. I grew up on musicals. And I'm not going to really delve into it too much just because I think we did mention if you want to go back and listen to what I have to say about it, go back and listen to the episode on Gray Area on SoundCloud, the Gray Area podcast. But I kind of like the charm of La La Land that the singing isn't technically great and the dancing isn't technically great.
It's real.
But there's a shift in modern musicals now whereas La La Land's more of an homage to old Hollywood. Yes, they're not Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire or Gene Kelly. They're not that.
Debbie Reynolds.
They're not that. I can admit that. I can totally admit that.
Yes, folks, the beautiful Debbie Reynolds. Isn't her smile terrifying?
Debbie Reynolds' smile terrified.
Really?
Oh, terrified me as a kid. She looked sinister. There was something sinister. She was too doll-like, I think. There was something very doll-like about her.
Yeah, she's very doll-like. That's a good point.
Now, when she smiled like a demure, like, kind of smile, she was like, oh, she's gorgeous. But when the teeth broke out, it was like, she's creeping me out. And I was like, Gene, what are you doing? Cosmo clearly loves you. Make him laugh.
Well, and that was the one thing that...
Make him come. No.
Well, that was the one thing that La La Land did have was that...
Where's my bell? There it is.
That was one thing that La La Land did have is it did have the humor. Not like humor like it did in those older movies, but it had humor. But the one thing that La La Land had was I thought a really, really good story with all these different with different messages that kind of resonated.
I'll tell you right now.
And the music was of an older musical styling. The dancing was of the musical styling. Whereas, what I was trying to get to is that The Greatest Showman is this shift in modern musicals. Yes, this shift into modern musicals with
that kind of
with
Try
a
not to
pop
swear.
with a pop sound, very poppy sound, and choreography that is more like lyrical hip hop
Yeah.
as opposed to tap dancing and more classical musical theater.
I likened it to I think I likened it to like a Baz Luhrmann kind of way of doing
Yeah.
a movie. I had an absolute meltdown the first time I saw
The Great Gatsby. We talked
yeah.
about that actually in that.
Yeah,
And that. So
like
we don't really
they're showing New York, and it's like no church in the wild, yeah, and it's like what do you?
You talk
Yeah,
about
no,
that in
that
that
to me
episode.
was
If
weird.
you want to hear more about that, go back to that episode. We have 25 episodes up on our SoundCloud.
I might move a few of those to YouTube actually,
Yeah.
but there's just another point I wanted to make about the movie. Yes, factory made, but what La La Land meant to me, I lived La La Land. La La Land is a true love story.
Yes.
It shows that it doesn't always work out. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen La La Land, it's out what 3 years now.
Without
so-
a Hollywood ending.
Yeah.
It's a love story that doesn't have the Hollywood
That's
ending.
it. It is a Hollywood movie, a Hollywood musical without a Hollywood ending. It's real.
And a much thicker plot than any of those old musicals that you watch. Like,
Meanwhile-
those movies older musicals didn't exactly have the richest, most, like, twisting, turning story or
The Greatest
depth.
Showman, from all I could... I'm a magician. My children are starving. Here's an idea. I'll get a bunch of freaks around the place and make people feel good about themselves for their own deficiencies, even though the bearded woman's face is furrier than her hoo-ha.
The Greatest Showman.
By the way, here comes the little guy. Look out for the little guy. He's on a horse. Oh my God, the horse is CGI. I don't know what a CGI horse is. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Okay, would you stop moving at such a frenetic... And he's like, I see an admiral or a general, and they won't be laughing at you. They'll be saluting you. No, I'm pretty sure when he said that to the midget guy, the midget guy. When he said that to the midget guy, I
That's
was
not
thinking,
PC,
I don't give a shit. And there's the
little
first
person.
swear of the show.
Well, you said something more
No,
so
a little
swear.
person sounds belittling. You're a little person.
That's not what the little people say.
Well,
so you
you know
gotta
what?
call them what they want to be called.
No, I will call them
And
whatever
it's
they want.
little
What are they going to do?
person.
Bite my ankles? Anyway. But no, when he said to the little guy, he was like, I see, and they won't be laughing. They'll be saluting. I thought to myself, no, man, I'm going to be laughing. I'm going to be, oh, he's so cute. Especially if in that time period, what was it, the 1880s? You see a little guy in a suit, you're going to think, oh, you're adorable. It's like, I mean, you didn't even have the motor car at this point in life. You had to laugh at things. He was like, oh, my entire family died of the pox. Oh, pox on my family. Oh, look, they're dressing up freaks for our entertainment. You're going to be laughing at them. A woman with a beard, I don't care how, like, what, they found her singing in some kind of slag house or something? She was doing laundry.
Slag?
I don't know. I'm thinking of slag heap. But yeah, like some kind of shit house. And well, I don't know, but she was there. And it's like, nobody sang like that in the 1800s. Nobody. If anything, they should have had her go, or something like that.
No,
But
that's what I'm
it
saying.
just pulled me out.
It's part
Every
of-
turn, it pulled me out faster than the guy who rented a hooker for the night saying, I have herpes. Gone. Done. I mean, too late for you, but done.
That sound was horrible.
I know. Wasn't it terrible?
It's like I had like bumps and wart. Like no, it sounds like she was dry and bumpy. Anyway.
How's it for you?
Anyway, but no, it's in the same vein, and it's part of the phenomenon of like things like Hamilton, which is funny I bring that up because I haven't seen Hamilton. But
Okay, so we can't really draw a comparison.
I know, but from what I have seen, because I've seen clips and stuff on the internet, it is that it's hip hop, it's that lyrical hip hop dancing to like hip hop music, and it's just that very modern pop sound, and it's just not my cup of tea. I mean, that kind of music I think is perfect like in movies more like Pixar movies, like music like that. Like that's different. Like honestly, I can find more Pixar songs that I think are better than
Oh,
the
for sure. I mean, again, Pixar songs. You got a friend in me. I at least remember Pixar songs. You know?
brought up a really old one. I was thinking of things from like Moana or like Coco or... You're bringing up not as old, but still
The
old.
Incredibles. I remember that.
But I'm
because
talking
that's Michael
about
Giacchino.
I'm talking about more like modern Pixar, where it has like songs like if you like Moana
But that's the thing. I'm talking about any Pixar movie.
or Frozen.
I can pick a melody line from any of the. Because remember, say what you want. They're making fun of Randy Newman is old hat at this point. You know, director and he's putting his pants on, doing the things, then gets to his breakfast, then he plays the piano, drinks a cup of coffee.
But why do you sound like Tigger? It doesn't sound like Randy Newman at all.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers. Oh, wow. You do want to say Tiggers and not something else. You want to be careful with that. But no, you can pick those songs out because they're memorable. They have great hooks, great melodies. You can remember those. Greatest Showman, nothing memorable. Nothing. I can't remember the opening number. I can see it kind of visually in my head with the terrible CGI elephants. And nothing comes into my head.
All right, can I just wrap it up though?
Well,
wrap this up.
you can wrap it. Look, let's just before you wrap it up.
Okay.
If you had to put a numeric value out of 10 on The Greatest Showman, what would it be? And I have a follow-up question for that. Numeric value.
Like, okay, I get why it's why it has a fandom. Like,
yes,
I get that,
we
but for
understand this.
me personally, it's like a D. At
No,
the
a
most.
numeric value out of 10.
I want to do alphabetical. Like a 6.5 at the very most.
Wow, are you generous?
Because it's competently made. I won't deny that, but it's not my.
It's not competently made.
But it's not my personal taste.
It's not competently made.
See, I'm not as passionate against it. I'm just saying, here's my preference. I'm not saying like one's better than the other. I'm just saying I prefer this one over the other.
Grease is a better musical.
Admittedly, yes, I've watched Grease more than once in my lifetime. Yes,
We've never watched Cats, but I'm prepared to say Cats is no.
Okay,
you know
that's
what?
why
No,
that's why
no.
we also bring it up because like La La Land and The Greatest Showman are like the latest modern musicals. Like you can't count.
Well,
Cats.
La La Land kind of kicked back. Like La La Land introduced a modern musical to be kind of like, oh, this can be a big event again on screen.
Yeah.
The Greatest Showman came along, and again, okay, look,
It reverted back to something.
you give it a 6.5. I gave it a literally a 1, and the 1 is for the effort, and that's it. There is nothing else I'll give that movie, but at least it's popular, and I will say at least it brings a resurgence to that style of movie making again, which is, La La Land did it way better in every facet. And I don't care, John and Abby. I am sorry. That's my opinion.
And like I said, I didn't think it was really a hot, not that it is a hot debate, but I didn't think it really was a
It's
debate
not.
that was going on.
And I love those guys.
But it has circulated on the internet.
Yes.
It was being compared because, look it up yourself, fact check me, there are the same songwriters on it.
But I think we can all agree that Cats has probably killed the big screen musical going forward.
A bit, probably, yeah.
The Phantom of the Opera actually kind of brought it back a little bit back in the day.
Tiny bit. It's always been like, it always has like a weird, the musicals coming back, it has all been so erratic.
Yeah. Gerard
Because,
Butler wasn't the best.
Because like it always goes up and down. There's been peaks and valleys. Like I remember really like the first like in my own lifetime of a musical coming to theaters was Chicago, and I was actually a little too young to see it when it first came out.
I remember that came out, yeah.
And like that was like I'm like there's a musical that's playing in the theaters now,
Yeah.
like because I grew up watching old musicals, but musicals was not a genre.
Yeah.
Growing up,
And Chicago was good. Admittedly,
Chicago,
the prison scene,
Les Miserables, which
he
has its
had
issues.
it coming.
Yeah.
He had
Cell
a common
Block
scene.
Tango.
That is brilliant. But then again, anything with Catherine Zeta-Jones in it is going to catch my attention. It's
really good.
Let's
I
be
like
honest
it.
there.
I love that.
But I think Cats might have killed it. A synopsis for Cats. I'm a cat. He's a cat. She's a cat. And we're all cats. And then one goes to heaven. And it's like, that's it. That's the movie.
Can we just be fair, though? Cats is like a movie that has such a terrible reputation, but you don't even need to know the reputation.
I have a note about Cats
No, I
here.
know.
Possibly the worst musical ever committed to stage. Would you agree with that sentiment?
No, I liked it when I saw it. I've seen it on stage twice. But I don't actually. It's kind of isn't it? It's kind of like coming out lately that like Christopher Lloyd Webber stuff is like absolute shit. Even like
Christopher Lloyd Webber? Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Andrew Lloyd Webber. Wow.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
No, I know, but like, isn't it kind of coming out lately that people like it's not really an unpopular. It's more of a popular opinion. Be like, yeah, actually, like his stuff's kind of shit.
Okay. Is the Phantom of the Opera shit?
People break it up.
No. Is the Phantom of the Opera shit?
No, but
okay.
I'm just saying, I'm not telling you
I
this
know.
as my opinion, but I'm just
I
saying,
know.
haven't you seen the phenomenon lately that his work has been being picked apart lately?
No, I have not.
Yes, even Phantom.
I have not. Who? Phantom? Oh.
Even Phantom, it's
No.
been picked apart.
The Phantom of the Opera is brilliant because it's based on a book. Jesus Christ
Boys love Phantom of the
Jesus
Opera.
Christ It's manly. It's about a man.
I find
With
that
half a face
I
trying
find
to
that usually it's
have
like,
sex with a underage teenager. It's every man's fantasy.
all right, Alex Jones, calm down.
He brings her back into the lair, underground. And it's like I mean, it's a creep show, but you know what? It was
Okay,
written
I'm
in
gonna
the 1800s.
have to reel you in.
But I will say, hang on, wait. Okay, I can agree with this. Phantom of the Opera is based off of Gaston Leroux's book, The Phantom of the Opera. The stage musical is astounding. It's brilliant. Jesus Christ Superstar is based off some lad they stuck up on a tree back in medieval times or something. I don't know.
Medieval times.
They stuck a lad back up on a tree in medieval times and probably set something on fire with a bush. I don't know. Something about that. But it is outstanding. Cats. What's Cats based on? What's it based on?
T.S. Eliot's short stories or something.
About a cat that was probably stealing his milk while he was in a drunk haze. No, Cats, I think, is totally original. And maybe there.
It's not totally original. What do you mean?
Is it not totally original?
No, it's based on some T.S. Eliot.
Really?
Like poems. Yeah, short stories or something.
Okay,
A
so
series of
Andrew
short
Lloyd
stories.
Webber, you know what? Because I thought it might have been an original thing.
No, I only learned that recently with the film
Okay,
coming out this last
but
year.
you know what? Of the three we've mentioned, only one is shit. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as Meatloaf would say.
No, I wasn't saying that I personally think any of his work is shit. I was just saying that it's kind of surface lately that people are like actually starting to criticize his work. I think it's kind of funny.
That's stupid culture we live in now.
I mean,
though.
despite my trip up in his name, he is like one of the most household names in like.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, there's people
Musicals.
there's people out there who are going to criticize the movie Titanic from 1997. Oh, it's a terrible love story. It's toxic masculinity, and it's there's not enough minorities. Where were all the minorities? And why did the ship sink? I don't like unhappy endings. It's like. Because it was based on a real incident. James Cameron, yes, not the greatest love story writer ever, but a damned good writer if, the Terminator franchise, True Lies, The Abyss, Aliens, anything like that.
You have been impossible to rope in, by the way.
But I know, it's okay, but we're talking here. Here's the thing. Titanic is a phenomenal movie. Crafted beyond reproach. It is unbelievably well crafted. Story's a little thin, yes. But the performances give that story a little more because don't bullshit me. You cry every time you see that baby frozen in its mother's arms. I don't cry every time I see it, but I mean, I did cry the first time I was
seen
7.
It in years, and I think I'm going to be honest with you. I think I've maybe watched the whole thing. I want to confidently say 2.
Wow, really?
Twice?
I had it
maybe
on VHS.
Thrice.
I had it on VHS.
Well, because it's always like such a. It was. Well, you put it on because it's so long and it's kind of like an emotional journey. Like
it's a great movie.
It
was an emotional journey.
I think I'm actually due time to watch it over again because I think I have only seen it in theaters and then once afterwards.
I mean, we're kind of getting into my childhood kind of emotional and stuff. But before we do that, let's maybe. Something we can agree on because I gave it a 1, you gave it a 6.5. The Greatest Showman is. What is a movie we would highly recommend that everybody watch if they haven't watched it already? Might be kind of turned off maybe either by the name or maybe by the graphic depictions of real brutal shit that goes on in life.
It's a little hard.
It's a hard thing to describe, but it is. Totally brutal. Let's just put it this way, ladies and gentlemen. Watch La La Land. Give The Greatest Showman a miss. And in its place, watch Sicario. And I know that is way out of left field, but wow.
Oh, I know, because you were trying so hard to make like a segue there, but it's like okay, trying to make a segue, but of course you cannot compare anything. So like
no, you can. One's good, one's shit.
No.
There you go. There's my comparison.
If you like La La Land, you'll love Sicario.
Exactly.
like how like how Cinefix has those if you like this, you'll like that kind of thing.
Coming soon. If you like La La Land, you're going to love Sicario. But yeah, no, we watched Sicario.
Which we
all
learned,
joking aside.
Which we learned recently. Now that you just a little that kind of deep bassy stuff that they base some of the stuff off of music off of Jaws.
Yes.
As inspiration, which is interesting.
That's true.
So anyway, it's a film that came out, and we love talking about old movies because honestly, what else do you do during the middle of
It's a new movie to me. It's a new movie to me.
Well, no. But listen, what else do you do when you're in the middle of a pandemic, other than what else are we going to talk about other than things that we're watching?
Well, yeah,
so
that's
just fucking bear with it, okay?
I made the point earlier as well, basically to John, because John, I put it up on my Facebook as a joke, like, you know, well, partially joking. What I said, give The Greatest Showman a miss. The best movie I've seen all year is Sicario. John said, "Oh, that's been out for a while." You know you did, John. But he said that's been out for a while. I had to make the point. I've never seen
it came out
it.
2015.
It's new to me. If I had only seen Jurassic Park for the first time yesterday, it would be new to me. It would be the best film I've seen all year. Sicario, if you haven't watched it, is unbelievable. I think the moment I knew I was going to like this movie was we were sitting down and the opening scene starts to play, and it's the operation at the very beginning of the film, the SWAT team operation, and Brittany quite literally goes, "Oh, I've seen this." And I was like, "What, you've seen the movie?" And she was like, "No, I've seen this. I have seen this operation in Chandler," which of course is the city I work in. Why'd I give that away? I didn't want to give that away. Anyway.
Wait, what did you just say?
Chandler, Minnesota. That's where I work.
You work in Chandler?
I work in Chandler, Minnesota. It's wonderful. Very cold right now. Don't come here. Don't come finding me.
Everybody knows we're in the valley.
No,
we've talked about Gilbert.
Yeah, the San Fernando Valley. That's where we live. You gotta love those Californian high taxes.
Well, if you want to edit out, we can do a quick pause.
I'm not doing an edit. Come on. Screw that. Come on. It's okay. Some things slip. It's fun that way. I work in Chandler, San Fernando Valley in California. High taxes. It's your friend. You're paying for the greater good.
Well, if they watch the movie, they'll know what
bastard.
state.
So what? Nobody. Who's really got what? I'm gonna walk out of work.
Yeah, you work in Chandler, but you live somewhere else. So.
I do. But anyway, yes, that's very true actually. But I mean, that opening operation you said you've actually seen in real life. You've seen that.
You're dramatizing it, but yeah, that's what you usually do. But no, I actually
him, what?
It was actually dual. I was actually speaking in both senses that I'm like, I think I've seen this, and I actually think I specifically remember now. My memory was foggy, but I think I actually did start watching it. Mm-hmm. But like about that first scene in, I don't know if I think I might have made it all the way past that opening scene, but then I turned it off because I've done this before. Well, I'll turn things off because I'm like, no, this is gonna be too good to like watch by myself.
Past my bedtime.
No, I said this is gonna be too good to watch by myself. I'll need to watch it with Josh.
Ooh.
And then somehow we just never picked up because I think I tried putting it on like the year it came out, or the following year. And then for some reason it just got lost in the shuffle or something, and then we didn't watch it until recently. But yeah, I was speaking in both senses. Yes, I've seen this before.
It's weird.
But I couldn't quite remember how much of it I had seen, and then I was like, yeah, but I also like, but yeah, that's actually not uncommon for SWAT to be in these parts of the country.
Yeah, no, that's true. For me, it was very weird because I'd seen like I remember when it came out, and I remember it being very, very highly rated, and I remember a few people telling me to watch it. I just didn't have an interest in watching it at the time. I don't know why. Because after watching
it, you're still living in Ireland when it came out too, so yeah, I think that's why.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
and then you happen to move to a place where it does affect.
Yeah,
closer
that's
to home.
True. That's
closer
true.
to home.
Closer to home, but I mean, a lot of it, I think, as well, was the fact of the matter was, I just didn't want another kind of action movie, and I think that's what I kind of saw it as. I didn't even know Emily Blunt starred in it until I watched it that night. And I was like, oh my God, it's Emily Blunt. And it's like, smoke show. We all agree there. Come on. Even Brittany's a little bit blunt for Emily. Well, she's blunt always. Anyway, but...
What the like blunt, like how do you take that? Like that, like kind of...
You take it bluntly. Anyway, but yeah, no, after watching it, I had to kind of just say...
I don't know why the only joke that came in my head was I'd hit her over the head with a blunt object.
Oh, wow, blunt force trauma. The only thing I was thinking was, after watching that movie, I was thinking, how did it take me so long to watch this goddamn movie? This was almost life-altering for me. I don't know why, but it was. It was that good. It
and
really
you know,
was
Josh
that good.
has been running through the streets, like just praising this
selling
movie,
drugs,
running through the streets and telling everybody he knows, shaking them, and be like, "Watch this movie," because that's just
I'm
the way
like
you
Harrison
are.
Ford telling people to return his family. Where are my family? Give me back my family.
That's just like what you do when you find a movie. When you watch a movie that you really like, you just go out on a crusade and like it's like your mission to tell everybody the good word.
Yeah, I'm like a Jehovah's Witness.
To like an obnoxious point.
I'm like a Jehovah's
I'm gonna be
Witness.
honest.
Yes. But
if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you.
But the movie also had a very, very strange... Now, I'm just saying, if you haven't seen it, go watch it and tell me I'm wrong. Like, just tell me I'm wrong. But the movie has a very weird...
Well, you are risking hyping something up so much that people are going to...
I'm not going to get into it any more than I have, but I have to admit there's one scene in it that for some reason had an effect on me the other night. It's the scene where they're driving into Juarez and they're going into Chevy Tahoes. I have found myself looking at Chevy Tahoes like they are hot women walking past me. I'm like, oh, yeah. Right now to the point where I was crossing the street the other night and I saw a Chevy Tahoe blast through an orange light.
Which you just immediately told me the other day you think might have been a Suburban, though.
It might have been a Suburban, but at my first moment of glance, I saw the Chevy logo on the front and it looked like a Tahoe from the movie. And it blasts through the light effortlessly, just through it.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I just quietly said to myself out loud on the street, by the way, for somebody, yeah, baby, you do that. You break all the rules. And then I just kind of had to stop and be like, what is wrong with me? Why?
And stop and masturbate
What
in
am I
the
doing?
street.
It's like, yeah, baby, you break all the rules. You're a dirty girl, aren't you? With your dirty windows and your mud flaps. I'll flap your mud. Anyway, yeah, so that's the way I was kind of... I don't know why now. I mean, as you said, like, it's the good guys Escalade, was it?
Right, oh, yeah, because kids, yeah, we were watching it, I'm like, and we just noticed that they're all driving, all the feds or whatever, CIA agents or special ops guys they all drive Chevy Tahoes, which as we all know, like Chevys are used for like most like police and
yeah.
Anyway,
Interceptors.
So I was like, oh, it's like the good guys Escalade because you've had an obsession with Cadillac Escalades too. And I'm like, it's like only like soccer moms and drug dealers, like only
and
soccer
rap stars.
Only soccer moms that are kind of the same thing.
Oof,
Sometimes.
soccer moms and rap stars.
No,
Eminem.
drug dealers and rappers.
Well, I'm gonna ring the bell. But yeah, no, I mean that was the weirdest takeaway for me. And I think it's something you wanted to kind of bring up. You've been noticing about me lately. I mean, the fact that machinery.
Well, no,
and machinery seem to have a weird relationship.
Machinery. I don't know about machinery. I'm just saying.
Machinery, yeah.
I always like make the joke about how like what is it with boys and their love of and fascination with all fascination with all modes of transportation. You especially, still into your adulthood, trains, planes, and automobiles.
Oh yes, automobiles being a very recent thing, by the way.
Yeah,
never really into that cars growing up.
Only recently learned how to drive.
I've been driving 4 years.
Not really.
Yeah, 2016 I learned how to drive.
Well, you kind of didn't. Well, anyway, we won't get into that.
We won't get into that.
But yeah, so it's not uncommon for Josh to just put on trains is probably your biggest thing. So it's not uncommon not uncommon
trains. Simple.
I like trains.
Basically.
So it's not uncommon for Josh to put on some old Irish videos of the old the old railroad and train routes of days gone by. And I actually
Well, yeah, brings me back to my
paused and I paused when I said, and I actually had you go off because I was like, it's like, why do the Irish lament things like old train routes? And you just paused the video and you were like, let me tell you a story.
Now, let me tell you a story about the days of the old Ireland, when the railways ran more than the roads and the old fat ladies ran less than the men, as they still do today.
I'm serious. There's like a great sorrow to like things like that in the past that like Irish people have.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and you share that. And
what do you expect? We're talking about the potato famine. Oh, it was a great time, lads. We all went to America. Granted, 4 million of us died because of a crop failure.
Can I give you like an American's perspective though, like listening to you?
No.
Oh,
yes, of course.
I let you live in my
literal Brit.
I let you live in my country. I'm just kidding.
I am a citizen. I'll have you know.
So you probably noticed I actually was like writing things down because like in a while normally I just kind of like gloss over it or kind of just whatever because it's like I said it's commonplace for you to kind of do that, but this time I was actually interested and it sparked and it started to captivate me, and that's why I actually started writing. That's why I kind of had my phone out and I was typing because I actually wrote down some notes because I was getting like, you know how sometimes when people are like talking and you get all these ideas?
You were analyzing me.
Yeah, I was analyzing the shit out of you.
Hey, analyze this over here. Analyze that. Movies I've never seen, but I bet they're shit.
Jesus Christ.
No, because I've heard it from time again, but for whatever reason there was like a twinkle in your eye and it captivated me enough and it got my mind going. And so I kind of just jotted down.
You analyzing me? You analyzing me? You don't analyze me. I analyze you.
What are you doing?
Party? Where's Party? I need to talk to Party.
What are you doing right now? I'm losing you. I'm losing you.
You're Melfi now.
I'm mouthy?
Melfi. Jennifer Melfi. The Sopranos.
You see, the problem is you talk to me about that and about this, but you never talk to me about this and that. I need it in that kind of order.
I don't know what the fuck you're doing right now, but I wish you would stop. All right. So I kind of just sit there and I'm like, okay, yes. Irish are very sentimental people.
Yes.
Where young men talk like old men.
Sometimes.
And because of that, even to this day, even though we've been married for almost 5 years, you're still like a novelty to me.
Oh God.
At points, so like that's what it was. It was novel. Like I was like listening to you, and it was like kind of like anyway. And here's something that's always kind of scratch, like kind of like I don't know how to explain it. Kind of not irks me, but kind of like eats at me a little bit.
All right.
I don't know how to explain it, but it's like that mentality. And this is where I think there's a slight cultural divide. There's like, and I thought that was, but isn't that a great way of putting it though? If I can go back, why are you laughing?
What cultural divide? That's a great way of putting it. Here's the thing about your sentimentality and actually caring about things and love.
No, you're not letting me get to. You're not letting me get to the point. But anyway, going back to that. But don't you like that? Where young men talk like old men.
Not all of them
Because
talk like old men.
No, okay.
Come on.
From the people I met over in Ireland, young men, they talk in comparison to my situation in America.
Okay, what do Americans talk like?
Young men don't talk.
What do young men talk like then?
You don't get what I mean, what I say by that?
No, I don't.
You really don't?
Enlighten me exactly. What do you mean?
Well, because like okay, they're like you think of like old men and they're like, oh, back in my day, blah 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 blah, back in my old day, blah 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 blah, and they talk about things that have happened in the past and hold on to those things. Do you see like people your age or younger like talking that way and caring about history and caring about
in America?
Tradition? Yes, in America.
No, most of the people I know are stoned half the time. They don't know where they are.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So that's why it's a novelty. It's like something different to see.
No, different individuals are different.
I would no.
What the fuck was that? It's good.
You're not listening to me.
You made an NFL. It's good kind of.
No, I don't want to comment. I don't comment about your gestures. So stop.
Oh, you can. But go on.
Anyway, if that totally, I'm talking about an American looking at you.
Okay.
Okay, so think about it that way. Jesus Christ.
No, I understand that, but the thing is,
can you let me finish?
No. Let me have a rebuttal. There's
not a rebuttal if you don't let me finish.
Okay, then finish.
Jesus Christ.
In the corner, if you don't mind. Easier to clean up that way. Nothing. Okay.
That's not what happens when I finish. I do cry though, so maybe you're right. I do need to go in the corner.
You're not alone.
Anyway, I hope this registers more with the audience and not the person I'm talking to right now. But anyway, there's something like a little. So there's this mentality to, which is, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. There's this mentality to like cherish and hold on to old memories, like really simple moments, really.
Yes.
But it's almost as if like, and this is how young men speak. It's almost as if your best years have already passed, and like the way you go on about it, and like by you I mean you and the
passed.
Irish, and like, but there's something like very melancholy to me about that.
Yeah.
Where on the other hand, like, instead of being more like, okay, on to the next adventure, making new memories, many memories, it's just kind of melancholy to me that a young man would already like talk as if his best years have passed.
There's no reason that we can't.
Like your brothers, like your friends, all kind of talk that way.
No. We all talk that way when we get sentimental. That's the thing. We have an actual mode called sentimentality. We are able to slip in and be very empathetic and very kind of, very, very retrospective about ourselves and be able to talk very, very plainly
But not
about
really
it.
about yourself.
Americans aren't able to do that. You bottle things up. You have therapists who charge you out the assholes for fucking talking at them, and they'll just say, yeah, tell me again about your abuse. And it's like, you weren't abused. I don't think you're...
Okay, you're running
like,
with this way too much.
And it's like, no, you brought this up.
No, you're running with it way too much.
You brought this up. I'm going to put a nail in it. Americans can't open up unless it's to a goddamn therapist half the time. Ye bottle things up because, talking about things that actually, I feel warm and fuzzy inside about them. They'll only serve as my weakness.
British?
They'll serve as my weakness. They'll be seen as weak, and I have to be an alpha male. Tell you what, Irish people can be alphas by showing a human side to them. Americans, not every case, of course. I have seen some really good sentimental Americans. But there is this feeling here, it's like, a man, he doesn't show weakness, sentimentality, he doesn't show any of that. And it's like, you have to kind of show you care to be a good protector of things. That's what it means to be a fucking man. You gotta care about what you protect, otherwise you're gonna do a half-assed job. You're gonna do a half-assed job anything you don't care about. If you're doing a job, you're like, I don't care about my job. You're going to do a shitty job of it. So you know what? I care. Yeah, I'm sentimental. I have memories, and I care. And I don't want to talk to a therapist. So every now and then, I'll drink a bottle of whiskey, beat the wife, beat the dog. We have a cat, but beat the dog,
until
then
it looks like a dog.
Till it looks like a bitch, and looks like the bitch in the corner, and the other bitch in the other bitch corner, and the bitch barn is playing football for some reason, and I quite literally will be okay with my life. I'll be fine. I'll get it out. I get it out. The Irish invented a wonderful thing. It's called whiskey. You drink a little bit of whiskey, you get a little sad, but then you get a little happy. And then you start singing songs and listening to Riverdance at 2 o'clock in the morning, pissing off everybody in the house, which I did apparently last week.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Riverdance. Hey,
And as per usual, you went with that and ran with it.
I ran
with it.
A wall wouldn't
like
have
a
stopped me.
madman.
My God, my wall wouldn't have stopped him. He kept running. He just went through my wall. My wall would never stop that. It might stop the Mexicans. I know they're Catholic, but it'll never stop an Irishman who's running through a wall. It'll never stop him. Thank you, sir. Anyway, high praise indeed from the president. But so yeah, I mean, I just wanted to kind of give my bit on that. Yes, Irish people. There is, it's that old Family Guy joke. We're Irish. We have a deep sadness inside us. And then I don't know the rest of the song because I hated Celtic. I literally hated Celtic music until literally I moved to Ireland. Literally till I moved to the States. That's actually been my cultural awakening.
Because when you're in Ireland, you're like, oh, fucking trad
I'm
music again.
fucking inundated by it.
You just try to go down to the pub. I'll have a pint of Heineken, please. Oh, Jesus. That's why everybody smokes in Ireland. You want to escape the fucking banjo player. You go out for a cigarette to escape him here. Maybe a bit of Lady Gaga in the smoking area. Jesus, a bit of contemporary music. Anyway, we're going to move on here. We're actually... You know what? You were right. We won't get to Britt's bits tonight.
I know I was right. I'm always right.
You're not right, love. You're always... Don't you shake your bits at me.
I'm going to slice off my nipple right now.
Shake on your bits at me. Shake them, baby. Shake them. But we are going to go on to a little segment we do like to call...
That's entertainment!
Yes, that's entertainment. Wow, I can't believe I stole that so clearly from The Simpsons. So, Brittany actually has something a little bit poignant.
Can you scroll it back
considering...
up again, baby?
Oh, okay. By the way, if you're hearing...
No, never mind, you don't need to.
If you're hearing just a little bit of an echo, we are in a new studio.
We're in an echo chamber.
An echo chamber. Hold on for the bit.
Actually, no, we're not in an echo chamber. That's why we're not talking about politics at all. Ever.
Had to do the whole THX ending there, but yes, we're
THX.
Yeah, so Brittany does have a bit just to wrap up a very, very shit year that was 2020. 2021 is not looking any better, but Brittany, please, if you wouldn't mind, show me what you got there for a moment.
So, Josh, do you remember like when the worst year ever was marked because your favorite celebrities died? Do you remember that?
I've never once really cared about a celebrity dying.
I'm saying it sarcastically, but remember that that was the worst year ever because like David Bowie died and like Prince died and like they all died the same year.
You can say things like that.
Grief-stricken.
You can say things like that, but you were very upset when Princess Leia got laid out.
I didn't cry.
You teared up a little bit.
No, I did not. No, I didn't.
I wonder how Jabba the Hutt feels.
Okay, I don't think you're getting the point. I'm just saying yes,
I
obviously
remember.
Now we actually have lived through probably one of the worst years ever.
Oh, absolutely.
But not in the, like, okay, let's not be honest. Over the whole...
Let's not be honest.
In our lifetimes, not like in the course of history. Let's be fucking honest, okay? There's been a lot worse things that have
I think the Black Death was pretty bad time to be alive. We literally
were asked to wear a mask and stay home and, like, sit on our ass. So, like, let's kind of... But I gotta admit,
wear a mask, sit on your ass.
Yes, exactly. Although I gotta admit, oh shit, what was I gonna say?
I have no idea. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I do love this like latest trend. I've seen a couple of videos like on like TikTok or on Reels on Instagram that are like, I don't know about you, but I'm getting pretty sick of living through historical events. Like, because it is true, we are like living through some like, and someone made it into like a funny little song. Like those funny little just like piano songs, like I don't know about you, but I'm getting pretty sick of living through historical, like something goofy like that.
That sounded awful.
Anyway. I know, I don't know. Anyway, so I just had a stroke.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, we're gonna do 2020 celebrity death wrap up, whatever. We're gonna just talk about celebrity deaths. Okay, who died this year?
Well, how many? I mean, I see your list here. You found a list of 65 people?
Yeah, I found a list of 65 people.
How many of them were actually relevant that we would care about?
That's why I wrote down only the ones that I only made a list.
Well, let's go with number one.
So we obviously had Alex Trebek.
Ah, poor Alex.
And then we had Sean Connery, which we've already talked about.
Yes, well, I'm not really dead, you know. I'm just over here in the Philippines. Did you know that you can beat a woman because she's technically a man? It very much suits my lifestyle down here. I would never go back to Scotland if you paid me. Who am I? Am I Roger Moore? Who are you again? Daisy. Who's Daisy?
Who else died there?
So Sean Connery, we already talked about him. Happened to be also
Briefly.
that one of his. No, we had like an episode where we talked about him. Or one of the.
We didn't actually.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't.
No, we didn't. That was
never aired.
No, it never aired. It was never completed. We got angry.
It ended with knives being thrown at each other.
Yes, pretty much.
Yes, I was there. I was in the corner. It was very funny. Very funny. Then I went home
I think
and
you were
fucked
talking
the
about
prom
Sean
queen.
Connery too much, and then you ended up started We've made too many domestic violence jokes on this tonight. Anyway,
No, I haven't. There's no
Okay.
such thing as too many domestic violence
shut
jokes.
the fuck up.
Do you want to be an incident later? You do. Good. I'll be over here.
I'm glad you're fucking dead.
How dare you? I'm not dead. I told you I'm in Thailand, beating the women
You said
children.
the Philippines.
Whatever. I don't know. I have dementia. Isn't that what I died from after all? I think it's what I died from.
I don't know.
Ah.
Margaret Nolan and Honor Blackman, which were two actresses that were in Goldfinger. So, Honor Blackman, I love that she what a crazy name.
Honor Blackman.
She played another outrageous name, Pussy Galore in
My
Goldfinger.
name is Pussy Glore. Pussy Glore.
That was her name. That's the actress's name, Honor Blackman.
Tanya.
She would have done very well in recent movements.
Tanya Roberts also died there recently, didn't she?
I don't know who that is, and it's on the list, so we're
She
not
was
going to
in a
talk
view.
about
She was in A
it.
View to a Kill. Speaking of Bond girls,
All right, another
Bond girl.
Yeah.
Except the difference was she died 3 times.
All right, so
Yeah, we'll get into that next time on the
okay,
West of
Margaret
Waterford
Nolan,
podcast.
she played a really small part. She was like the hotel poolside girl. And the name was Dink. I don't know. It was a very
What?
small character. I was like, was that in the very beginning?
Did all 3 of these die in the 1 year?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
All three. They're all
Bond,
3
Dink,
cast
and
members
Honor-
from Goldfinger.
So Bond, a Dink, and honoring the black man all died in 1 year. That's pretty crazy. Let's move on.
I
to
think honoring the black man is alive and well, though. Actually,
Pussy Galore. I mean, honor
Honoring
black
Black
pussy.
Man.
What? Okay, wait, what?
okay. We didn't. We definitely had an episode release about Eddie Van Halen. I know that.
we had an episode scheduled. We pretty much changed the episode to kind of talk about it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure also, if you recall, I'm pretty sure we have an episode where we talked about Nia Rivera as that was happening.
You'll have to
Unfolding.
Who was Naya Rivera?
She was the one that was basically our modern Natalie Wood.
Oh,
She's the one that went out with her
lake bitch.
She went out-
who drowned in the lake.
Yeah, she went out with her 4-year-old
God bless
son
her.
and
Yeah.
got tangled up. And
Son's okay, yeah.
Yeah, son was
Okay,
okay.
the son is okay.
I think he killed her, but
Unlike Eric Clapton's son. Anyway,
and then we had a Chadwick Boseman.
Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther.
Was he honored?
He got cancer.
Oh, was he honored by glorious publicity?
Glorious pussy.
Inglorious pussified.
All right, and then Regis Philbin, the man everyone already thought was dead, died this year.
Regis
Also-
Philbin.
That's horrible. Also, I realized I'm pronouncing his name wrong like my whole life. I thought it was Philman, not Regis Philbin.
It's always been Philbin. Even
I
knew
know
that.
it's always been Philbin. And I'm just saying I've been pronouncing it wrong my
You
whole
were calling
life.
him Philman.
Philman, yeah.
What was he filming? Pussy Galore honoring black man. Of course.
God.
All right.
All right, and then just because there's some old timers in here, man, Olivia de Havilland.
De Havilland.
De Havilland.
Olivia de Havilland, really?
Some 2-time
104?
Academy Award winner, 104 years old. I can't tell you off the top of my head what movies she was in. Very old film actress.
I know her
Then
name.
Kirk Douglas, 103. This is
that-
103.
That was wow. I mean, Olivia de Havilland actually was older, but still, wow, 103.
Yeah.
Kirk Douglas. So Michael Douglas's father.
Yeah.
My son got esophageal cancer from eating
Pussy.
pussy galore out of Zeta Jones.
Wait, a man got cervical cancer?
No, esophageal cancer.
Oh.
That's actually apparently Michael Douglas was like, yeah, I wouldn't stop eating her. And then, I got the cancer of the throat. And that's what happened.
Did he really say that? Make
Apparently,
that claim
basically,
as a
yeah.
joke? 'Cause I don't think that's
No.
really how-
Apparently, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Apparently, she secretes radiation. That's the second time.
Wait,
we
does
brought
she
a
have cancer?
No, she doesn't. But apparently, cervical juice, shall we say, can be quite devastating for a man who likes to indulge in
She
the old
must-
cunnilingus.
She must be a squirter. Jesus
Squirts like an angry,
doing the
like,
spread eagle.
They did the quack. They did the monster quack. It came from her crack. Anyway. Johan. Who?
So we have some young dudes now. We have Johan. He was 28. He was a K-pop singer. No cause of death was revealed,
Is
but I
that
did
that
find some
guy?
really creepy true crime fucking blurry vacation picture that they posted on this website that I found it on.
Was he the South Korean guy?
Yeah,
okay.
Korean. Yeah, South Korean
Yeah.
pop singer. He was suspicious, kind of young, died very young, suspiciously.
Just quickly move on here.
Then,
from
speaking of
here.
true crime, Hagen Mills.
Hagen Mills.
Hagen Mills FX Baskets from that. If you've ever watched that show, allegedly murder-suicide, shot his wife, and then killed himself at 20.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure, and Hagen McFills is McMills, or whatever the fuck his name is. Hagen Mills. Never heard of him. Next,
Anyway,
don't care.
Pointer's sister dies at 69.
Which one?
Giggity.
Which one?
I don't know. Fred
Died-
Willard. Fred Willard died at 86.
No! Fred Willard's dead? Fred Willard?
Jerry Stiller
Wait,
died
hold
this
on.
year.
Back up for a second. Fred Willard?
Yeah.
Between Two Ferns? Fred Willard? Oh no, I didn't know that. That's kind of sad. I'm actually sad about that. And Sean Connery.
You are not.
Yes, I am, Sean. I'm a little. Fred
Anyway,
Willard.
Little Richard also
Well,
passed
Jerry
away this year.
Stiller. Jerry Stiller was great, obviously. Little Richard.
Little Richard passed away this year.
What about Big Richard? How is he doing? Is he okay?
You're
No.
big dick, Josh.
Well, okay, good. Good to know.
James Lipton, inside the actor's studio.
Inside
dude,
the actors.
died this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one, a little throwback to our childhood. The voice actor of Mikey from Recess dies at 35.
Oh,
from a
yes,
drug
Robert Goulet.
overdose. Jason Davis was his name.
Wait, why was Robert Goulet only 35 when he died?
No, Mike, the voice of Mikey.
Oh, not the singing voice.
No.
Ave Maria. Anyway,
But
good luck.
if there was a bar,
Who's
opened up
Jason
in
Davis?
he's the voice of Mikey.
Oh,
But if Jason Davis if there was a bar to be opened up in his recognition, it'd be not where everybody knows your name, but where nobody knows my sorrows.
oh boy. I want to open a bar called the Natalie Wood. Come in and drown your sorrows. Oh boy. Oof. How about the Vic Morrow? Come in and have her helicopter shot. Oof.
What about Kobe Bryant though? I think that would be more fitting in this.
Kobe
In
Bryant, the
recent
helicopter
events.
shot? No, you'll leave.
But like the Vic Morrow, like that, definitely ownership would have been taken over by Kobe Bryant at this point.
No, I think Kobe Bryant would
Who's the more
come in
famous-
and get foggy.
Who's the more famous helicopter death?
Vic Morrow, for sure.
No, I don't even know who the fuck Vic Morrow is.
I don't even know who Kobe Bryant is. I know his helicopter crashed in the fog.
All right, I got a few more.
Détente.
I got a few more.
All right.
The Amy Winehouse.
All right.
I mean, that's it. There's alcohol in the
All
name.
right.
But you could say our house wine is vodka.
That would have been so true.
That's what she was found with.
That's
2 empty
true.
bottles of vodka next to her.
I'm looking for
Ladies and
something
gentlemen.
here. Oh.
Also, we got, speaking of, you brought up a little bit earlier, we got Phil Hartman's Late Night Bar, the home of the Wake Up Call, received three shots at 3 a.m.
Oh my god! Oh! Hi, I'm Troy McClure. Oh
Sylvia,
no!
we got Sylvia Plath's Gastropub. Come and see what we got cooking.
The Kurt Cobain. Our shots will blow your head off. The Sean Connery. Come in and strike a woman, drink a beer, and forget who you are.
That's a little lengthy.
Yes. Come in and forget who you are. That's what we do. Apart from fucking the prom queen. That's what we do on the rock.
Who else died? Come on, give me another one.
That's it.
Come on.
That was my list.
No, I want somebody else. Just any celebrity who died. I want to name a bar after them. The Natalie Wood. That was a good one. The fucking...
Phil Hartman.
The
one.
Phil Hartman one. Oh, that was evil. That made me feel horrid inside.
If anybody doesn't recall, that is literally how his wife murdered him.
Because Andy Dick gave her cocaine.
Something like that. But
John Lovitz punched Andy Dick in the face, calling him a dick. There was no other part of that.
yeah.
You're a dick. You're a dick.
Shut up,
Well-
both of you. You're both dicks. One of you just happens to have the name. Oh,
That's all I got. I'm tapped out.
you're
so.
tapped out. Oh my god, I'm sorry. The whoo boy, the Phil Hartman one fucking killed me. Oh, that was rough.
It takes a little bit of knowing a little bit of the details of the case, but
Well, you
she
know,
shot him 3 times.
I
Woke him up. That's how he woke up. He was in bed.
know. We all know how he died.
Sorry,
I really wish I had the rest of my life. Well, I feel like I should, to be honest with you.
Nah, you said all the ones that were good.
Well, I mean, I did have a list around here. I can't find the fucking thing right now, but you know,
That's okay.
I think that's going to do it for our first podcast back in a month. Really, I'm going to have to deal with some of the acoustic things in here. I'll listen to the playback and see if that was any good. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to us blather on and attack a beloved movie of very good friends of ours, because that's always fun.
Thank you for letting us talk about talented people while we ourselves are talentless hacks.
Yes, to you 8 subscribers out there, thank you for subscribing. I won't be surprised if I see 6 in the morning. I mean, like 6 gone, and the only subscribers
Negative
left is Britt.
6.
Yeah, negative 6. But
We talked about some controversial things tonight, I must admit.
we did, yes. But you know what? This is the great. I'm thinking of that other podcast that we were on. This is the West of Waterford Podcast. This is where good sense, good humor, and good human decency come to die. This is a safe space for people to be assholes. And we're assholes. So, thank you for listening. If you think you're an asshole too, why don't you get on board the old West of Waterford train?
Ass train.
Get on top of my asshole and plunge it deep. Get on the old WOW train. Yeah.
Wait, I thought you said nothing can go towards your ass.
No, nothing except toilet paper on my fingers.
Except for
and that's
subscribers.
it. Yes.
YouTube subscribers.
Well, I mean, if they want to, if it means subscribers, line up. You can fuck me in the ass. How's that sound?
Whoa.
You can also fuck my wallet over by not subscribing, and I need money, people. No,
What?
of course I don't. I'm joking.
We're just doing this for
Yes,
fun.
we are.
Are you kidding me?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. Like, share, and subscribe if you like or even hated what you heard. Just help us out, won't you? Please. We need you.
Okay, man, you really need to know
I
how to end these
know.
things a little
All
bit
right.
tighter, unlike your asshole.
All right, we'll be back.
so many times.
We'll be back next week. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit better and a little more sane. That's not going to happen, but thank you very much. So long. Good night. We love you.